The moment that destroyed my world didn't begin with a fight, or even a kiss. It began with a birthday wish. A wish that should have been nothing more than a joke, a fleeting moment at the dinner table. But when my nephew looked at me that night, everything I thought I knew about myself shifted. That summer evening was wrapped in the lazy golden haze of a backyard barbecue. The scent of grilled burgers and citronella candles hung in the air. Balloons bobbed in the warm breeze, a cake sat on the table, and laughter rippled around me. On the outside, it was perfect, an American family scene. But on the inside, I was unraveling. My name is Sarah Mitchell. I was 38 years old that summer, living in a quiet Connecticut suburb with my husband, David. From the outside, we looked like a stable couple, married for 12 years, a nice house, routines that looked like happiness. But what people didn't see was how hollow it had all become. David was polite but distant, always glued to his phone or buried in work. We shared a bed but not a laugh, a life but not a heartbeat. I felt invisible, like a ghost wandering through my own home. I hadn't always been that way. Once, I was vibrant, an artist with dreams of opening my own design studio. But when I lost my job, it was like the last spark inside me went out. David never noticed. Or if he did, he never said anything. The silence between us stretched wider with every passing day. And then Emily showed up, my younger sister. She was everything I wasn't anymore, vibrant, carefree, always laughing. She filled the house with her energy and her stories. And with her came Ethan, her son. My nephew. 19 years old. Ethan had always been close to me. I was the cool aunt who used to sneak him extra cookies, who listened when no one else did. But when he walked into my house that summer, he wasn't the lanky boy I remembered. He was taller now, his frame athletic, his deep green eyes steady in a way that startled me. There was a quiet confidence about him that stirred something inside me I didn't want to name. That night was his birthday. 19 candles flickered as he leaned over the chocolate cake. Make a wish, Emily teased. Everyone laughed. But when Ethan lifted his head, his eyes locked on mine. His voice was low, deliberate. I wish for someone who really gets me. Someone who knows how to love. The table erupted in chuckles. Emily called him a hopeless romantic. David didn't even look up from the grill. But I couldn't laugh. My heart stuttered. Because it felt like those words weren't just a wish. They were meant for me. That night, lying in bed beside David's steady snores, I couldn't shake it. Ethan's eyes. His words. The way my chest had tightened like something inside me was waking up after years of silence. Down the hall, he slept in the guest room. The thought of him there, so close, sent a shiver through me. The days that followed only pulled me deeper into something I didn't understand, or maybe didn't want to admit. Ethan lingered near me, asking questions no one else cared to ask. What books do you love? Do you believe in soulmates? His words were innocent, but his tone wasn't. He noticed things David never did. Your eyes look tired, but they're still so pretty. It had been years since anyone said that to me. I started wearing my hair down again. I put on perfume I hadn't touched in months. Not for David. He wouldn't have noticed if I wore a ball gown or a garbage bag. But Ethan noticed. His eyes lit up every time I walked into a room, and that light pulled me like a moth to a flame. One night, David fell asleep on the couch, the TV droning in the background. Ethan and I ended up outside on the patio, watching an old rom-com. He sat too close. Our shoulders brushed. When he leaned in to whisper a joke, his breath was warm against my ear, and I felt my pulse race in a way I hadn't felt in years. I caught myself staring at his lips. Just for a second. But it was enough. I told myself I was just lonely. That nothing would happen. But lies are fragile things. A week later, the moment came. Emily had gone on a business trip. David was out of town at a conference. The house was quiet. Just me and Ethan. Outside, a storm rolled in, thunder shaking the windows. The power went out, plunging the house into darkness. Ethan returned with candles, their flickering glow softening the room. We sat on the couch, our knees touching. Neither of us moved away. He started talking about loneliness, about feeling invisible. No one really listens anymore, he whispered. But you do, Sarah. You always have. Something inside me broke. I admitted, in a voice I barely recognized, I feel like a ghost sometimes. Like I don't exist. His eyes burned into mine. You deserve more than that. You always have. And then, he kissed me. Soft at first, tentative. Then deeper, urgent. His hands cradled my face as though I was something fragile, something precious. My heart raced, my body alive in a way I'd almost forgotten was possible. I should have stopped him. I knew it was wrong. Every fiber of me screamed it. But I didn't. I let myself fall. When it ended, I pulled away, breathless, guilt clawing at me. Ethan's voice was a whisper. I've wanted that for so long. Those words broke me in a different way. Not with regret, but with the terrifying knowledge that there was no going back. The next morning, daylight made everything feel wrong. Ethan smiled at me like nothing had changed. But everything had. My hands shook around my coffee cup. Guilt pressed down on me like a stone. And yet, when his fingers brushed mine, I didn't pull away. It spiraled from there. Texts. Glances. Silent promises we never spoke out loud. Every moment near him felt like a spark I couldn't control. And every moment with Emily and David felt like a knife twisting in my chest. Then Emily found his journal. Pages filled with his feelings for me. Pages that exposed everything we thought we had hidden. Her face the moment she confronted me, shock, betrayal, disgust, it's burned into my memory. David found out soon after. He didn't yell. He didn't rage. His silence was worse. It was the end of everything. Ethan moved on, the way 19-year-olds do. His life stretched out in front of him, bright and untouched by the wreckage he left behind. But me, I was left in the ruins. My sister wouldn't speak to me. My marriage crumbled. And I was left with nothing but the weight of my choices. I tell this story now, not for forgiveness. Not even for sympathy. I tell it as a warning. Because sometimes the greatest betrayals don't come from others. They come from ourselves. So if you're watching this, and you're standing at the edge of a choice you know you shouldn't make, please, step back. Don't let one moment of weakness become a lifetime of regret. If my story hit you, if it made you feel the ache of choices and consequences, please like, share, and subscribe to Broken Vows. We bring you real, raw tales of love, betrayal, and the fragile choices that change everything. And tell me in the comments, have you ever faced a moment where you knew the right choice but couldn't make it? Your words might help someone more than you know.